Why do men, right? If you know that you would like a woman who likes other women, or you know that may later on be interested in other women to fulfill those fantasies with you, right? And I mean, I'm just guessing that not all men, but probably we're gonna say 85% of men would like to have threesomes, right? Okay. And
Silence.
I would.
and then you
I would say most men
Yeah.
have that fantasy.
Right. Most men do.
I didn't want to say 100% because I didn't want to speak for all men because I ain't a man. I'm a woman. But then you get with a woman who doesn't want that. And so this is a discussion that I have with men and women. But then what happens is men go seek that outside of the person.
I can tell you why we do that.
Why? It drives me crazy.
Okay.
I don't understand it.
The reason why is because our fantasies is not dictated by our relationships and what we actually want in a relationship.
Two separate things.
They're two separate things.
I think that's absolute bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. I think that
I'm just telling you what it is for men. I'm gonna tell you what it is for mature men who have mastered their. And you shaking your head, but we men. So I mean, you really. What I'm telling you is that fantasy and what a man wants in a relationship are two different things. Now listen closely to what I'm saying. That does not mean that the man in the relationship doesn't want a fantasy. He will deem certain things, depending on the man, he will deem certain things that are more important to him. It may be finances. It may be a particular a woman's particular demeanor, what she can bring to the table when it comes to making a house a home, motherhood, religion. It could be any of these things, or it could be a plethora of things. Sex is only one part of what a man needs when it comes to a wife, when it comes to a woman that's supposed to make him into this better person, and vice versa. So when you say a man, 85% of these men, and we do agree that most men have a fantasy of being with two women, that is not what makes men become committed in relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
It will bring him to, you can bring, if a woman is bisexual and she ends up, and she's bisexual and she's open with her sexuality, she's proud of that, she's a beautiful woman, but she, for some reason, she finds out that she's dealing with these men who have women, and they're coming to her telling her that I'm not happy, I'm not this, I really want to be this way, and I really want to be open. There is a piece of that where there's a level of deception where that man doesn't identify what he wants in this when it comes to his sexuality. So I get where I understand what you are saying.
Well, where I'm coming from.
Right. I completely understand what you're saying. But again, there's a level of maturity that comes with this. And most men, I'm going to say, I can say 85% of these men have not figured that out yet.
Yeah.
And the reason why they haven't figured it out is because they still are putting that attraction to sex in the forefront. That's why they got a whole bunch of kids. That's why they ain't got their things together. That's why they got this. That's why they got that. They don't have things in order. The men that are very selective, they still got the same fantasy. They still got the same want, but they will move into a situation where they have, let's say you got 5 checks and balances for the woman, right? And one of them is sex. Let's say she only checked 4, but she don't check that sex. For that mature man, he gonna go with the 4. He taking the 4. He's taking the 4.
Yep.
And then the option, and it's not just for men, it's for women too. Don't get it wrong. Like, women can have this, not in the terms of sex. I'm just talking about in the form of checking boxes. Five versus 4 versus 1. You have a woman, hypothetically, again, you have a woman who checks that 1 box or 2 boxes when it comes to the look, the character, and the sexuality. She checks all of that.
Okay.
She can do it all. Best you ever had on all levels.
Mm-hmm.
He will not leave that woman that's checking those 4 boxes. He's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
He just not. And that's the only point I'm trying to make. Will you have men that will do that will jump out there? Yes. But what I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of men who have not figured out how to control their anatomy, because by nature we are that. By nature, we are going to be attracted to our fantasies.
Right.
But at some point, your fantasies, 9 times out of 10 for most brothers, that come with a cost. That come with certain things that you're gonna have to put into work. Not work like in workplace. I'm talking about time, money, effort. That comes with a cost like that. Not in the disrespectful context, but like with that. So that's only that's all I'm saying. So I do understand what you're saying, Lady M, when it comes to a man will go and marry or be with a woman who will not entertain their fantasy.
But that's the thing. Nowadays, I think that there are women that check those boxes, right? That may entertain your fantasy. We ain't gonna do it all the fucking time, because like, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Right.
But every now and again, yes, we may entertain that fantasy. And I know we kind of getting off topic, so I'm gonna reel it back in a little bit.
You good.
I just feel like I don't feel like we are necessarily being realistic. Like, I think people want to say, "Oh, sex doesn't matter that much."
Yeah,
No,
the difference. So when it
does matter.
It does matter. But I'll say when it comes to men, the certain men know how to separate the sexual beast in them, that thing in us that makes us sexual. We know how to separate that from all the other qualities that we look for in a woman that we want to marry and actually be with. Mm-hmm. We know how to control the two. There's a maturity piece, and the ability to control our sexual desires is a whole different piece. Mm-hmm. And the right kind of man knows how to control those things, to what Trey was saying, that he doesn't let his sexuality control and make his decisions. He knows how to control both of those things.
Is that, I mean, really?
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Because for what men look for in a woman that we want to marry, that we want to be like ours, the sex does matter. But there's so many other boxes that have to be checked that have nothing to do with sex, because men know we can get good sex in other places if we're that kind of man. But that's what it's about. Just the sex, just good sex. A man can have a woman at home who checks all the other boxes and say, you know what, I'm going to check this 1 box with someone else. And then all 5 of his boxes are checked. Men have the ability, the emotional capability and space to do that and deal with it, because we have the ability to not attach love, respect, or any of those things to sex.
Yeah.
Men we don't have to attach anything to sex. We can have sex with a woman, we not love her, not respect her. No, we're not going to call her tomorrow. No, when we see her in the store, we're going to look her right in her face and act like we don't know her. We don't attach any emotional value to sex.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah, and this is a good point, Dub, that you're making. It just like this is just for an example. Would a man choose respect over fantasy? And he's going to choose respect.
He's choosing respect, 100%.
As he should.
Right. Yeah. So, and I think a woman would too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Absolutely,
You
but
know,
I feel like in this day and age, I feel like to some extent
it's okay to have both. You should be
you
able
can
to have
have it
both.
all. That's where I'm
Yeah, I
going.
feel what you're saying.
I
And
got what you're
that's
Yeah.
saying.
where
I
I'm
got,
going with
but you
this.
know what? But you know why? You know why it's so hard for a man to have both?
Why?
Because in a man's situation, he's going to be judged or punished for any type of transitional things that particular woman may not be down for. Let's say, for example, not for the new modern woman who's open-minded, some of the
Mhm,
points that you made, Lady M. So I'm just trying to say, if a man, the reason why that man is in that situation is because of a woman initially in the first place. So let's say he's dating and he wants to try certain things, but he doesn't, like, because he knows that she's not like that, but he cares for her. They end up getting in a serious relationship. They end up getting married.
mhm,
Years go by. He's bored, but the man essentially is trying to do the right thing
mhm,
with, even though he develops as a more mature man, he realizes that, I need to be able to express myself sexually in different ways. I want
mhm,
to try to do different things. She may not be open-minded to that. So I say that to say is that you have women who are very close-minded when it comes to these things that men have to deal with on a daily basis, that they're in relationships with or they're married to, what have you, versus a woman who has been there, done that, and understands how to please a man.
mhm.
So then when you sit back and you talk to these men, we have to make sure that we police these our brothers up and make sure that they don't get caught up, because it's very easy to get caught up in a situation where you just want to be happy. And when you realize that you are not happy, you should be honest with the woman that you coming home to, girlfriend, whatever it may be. But
Mhm.
again, a lot of times these brothers get into situations, but because the woman is just not down for that, he'll still move forward with it,
Right.
and then
Right.
later on, he may meet a woman and he may feel her, and he may say, you know what, I'm really liking what she's doing. And guess what? She's not just checking one box sexually, she's checking all the boxes. She's
Checking all
checking
the
all
boxes.
five,
Yeah.
Right,
right?
Yeah.
So then he's like, damn, like she checking everything, but I'm in this situation. And
right.
what I'm telling brothers is that you have to be mindful of how you move. And before you even step in that mud trap or that mud, don't be honest with your situation. Be upfront with your situation. But Lady M, you definitely hit a point, and you definitely making a point.
Mm-hmm.
Why are men getting into situations knowing that they are not being upfront with the things that they truly want? And
Right.
I would say that the answer to that is, if that's a requirement for you, you need to make sure that's a requirement for you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like this. I feel like a man, right? Some men will marry the woman that checks three boxes, right? But don't check the other two boxes, and
Right.
the other two boxes, that
That you need that.
you already know who you are.
Yeah. I think that's a people thing though. Women do that too, right?
Yeah.
That's a people thing. I'm pretty sure it's a good number of women that married the dude because he has a
He
stable
got money.
career. He got a
Right.
stable career.
Yeah.
He seems to be like he'll be a good father.
There you go.
And he doesn't have anger issues.
Right. But she may not even be attracted
But
to him.
and none of those three things are on her list of the guy she'd want to marry.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
just the dude she's settling with because he makes a difference.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right. Can you
Before you even get into those, before you even get into the situation where it's like now you find yourself not wanting to be married to this person again. I mean, to this person anymore, or being with
Yeah.
this person anymore.
Right.
You know, and now you're out here and you're experiencing different things
Mm-hmm.
with other people who checks the boxes that you really, the things that you really yearn for in a
Yeah.
relationship. So Trey, I mean, you hit that shit you took the words out of my mouth, because that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I think men should be very steadfast and honest about the things that they want in a woman. Right. And I think that will negate all of the issues that we're having now, where we're seeing these married single people. I'm not just going to say men, these married single people that are out here dating, and they're married, or they're in a long-term relationship, and they're finding people that they're actually compatible with, but they're in a situation. So it kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's just a fucked up.
Yeah. And let me say this, Lady M, you definitely hit the point, but I want to also touch on something that's very important when it comes to relationship. We have to understand that people change, people grow, people change, people grow. What she used to do while you were dating, she may not want to do when she turned 40 or when she turned 35. What your man used to be able to do, he can no longer do at 45. You know, what he can't perform the way he used to perform when he was 25. That's just the sexual part. Let's not even talk about the identity piece and growth of what it is that a man and a woman go through, especially if you've been dealing with somebody for 3, 4, 5 years, into 10 years, into 15 years, into 20 years. People change, their wants and their needs change.
Yeah.
So you should definitely,
you got to take that in consideration.
You should definitely take that into consideration, and you should definitely be letting your particular person, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, let them know what path you are on when it comes to these 5 check boxes. Because guess what? You may need 5 check boxes at 25, but at 40, you may only need 2.
Yeah.
Right. And then going back to what Lady M was saying, the communication. As you change and your needs change and your wants change and your fantasies change. And you might not have had that fantasy to live out these sexual desires, in your younger years, but you might not really want to act on them. They was there, but they just might have been dormant. And then when you turn 40, 50, whatever, now maybe they really there. And you like, man, I really feel like I need this experience in my life. To Lady M's point, as you change, you need to have these conversations with your spouse, your significant other, to say, I did like this, now I want this.
Yeah.
So you don't find yourself in marriages and things like that where, as Lady M just said, you're married but single, where you desire something else, but you're married to someone who's not meeting your desires anymore. You're clearly not communicating that.
Yeah.
Give the woman the opportunity to accept or decline what it is that you've grown into, or what it is that you want to get into, because again, you will be surprised to understand that she may feel the same way. She may want to explore some things, or she may want to get into some things. So don't just sit around just letting time go by and you both are unhappy. You should definitely be communicating about the things that you want and need. Great point. Yeah. Great question.
Yeah, real good point. I love the perspectives.
Absolutely.
Love the perspectives.
Great talk.
Just the caveat, ladies. And when your man expressed himself to you, his desires and his wants, don't get all in your shit talking about, he don't want me no more. He don't desire me no more. Like, just listen to him, take it in. And then if you got to buy that blonde wig tomorrow to be the other bitch, then do
that. Great advice.
Yeah, I got no advice for the fellas if their woman bring that to them. If your woman bring to you, fellas,
go with it.
Yeah, I guess. Good luck. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
Good luck. If she brings it to you,
good luck.
Good luck. Look, if she brings it to you, it's already over.
That's right. If she bringing that to you, bro.
Hey, look, I just want to run this by you because it's gonna go down.
Yeah, I got no advice for you.
You could either rock with me, on
Time turning that damn whistle. She bring that to you, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing for you. I got nothing for that one, fellas. I know we advice and shit all the time, but for this one, your lady bring that to you, bro. I got nothing for you. I don't know what to tell you.
Just listen. Don't even say
email. Don't
listen.
Email us. Don't email Dub and Trey. Don't call. I got nothing for you. No advice.
Meet us at the bar. Meet us at the bar.
I got nothing.
Shit. You're gonna need a drink.
Yeah, man. Shit. All right, man. We out.